Thank you for tuning in to TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today we are talking about financial freedom. Freedom. Because it's the first of the year. And everybody makes these resolutions, and we fall off track on keeping them. We feel that they're very important and things that we're just going to get ourselves together, but then a couple of weeks into the year, a month into the year, we off track. So while we still have that momentum to keep going and to really do something for ourselves, I figured I would do this video for you guys so you can see the importance of a will and actually take action to make sure you get it done. Okay. So before we get started, please like, subscribe, and share, because if you get anything out of this content, chances are someone else will as well. So share with those you know, love, and care about. Also, check out the links down below. One is for my book, Tease Collection, which is short stories, poems, couple of songs in there. Really worth your while, because most of them came off of dreams that I had. The other link down below is for Young Living. They are essential oil company. And if you know anything about me and my channel, I'm very big on doing things for yourself and to make you better, okay? Which is why we're going to be talking about this wheel today. But in any case, check out the link for Young Living, because essential oils can be used for more than just aromatherapy. They can help with headaches. They can help kill mold in your house, okay? So you diffuse it, it'll kill mold in your house, So they have different variations and different reasons for utilizing them. So check out the link for Young Living below and let's get started. So I'm doing things a little different today. I'm actually put everything together in a little presentation for you guys. So let me know what you think. If you like the way I presented this information, then this is how I will continue to do it moving forward. So please put your links down below. Give me those thumbs up, and then we'll see if you guys like it, then this is what I'll keep doing for you guys. All right. So let's get started. Okay. So let's talk about a will. Now, most people know, and I'm going to go to the next slide. Most people know that there are three reasons. One of the three reasons for having a will. Okay. So most of us know a will is there to help you with your assets. If you have a house, if you have, cars or things like that you want to pass down or you want to go to certain people, we understand that. But there's also two other reasons that I'm going to go into today as well. One of them is for your children and the other one is for yourself. And like I said, I'm going to get more into it. But let's start out with the first one, with your assets. Okay. The reason you want a will for your assets is actually to protect your physical assets. Who do you want your house to go to? Who do you want your car to go to? Do you want it to be sold and donated to charity? Like, how do you want the things, your belongings, your possessions? How do you want them distributed? What do you want the people that you leave behind to do with them? Okay. It's also, how do you protect your monetary asset disbursements? Do you have life insurance? How do you want that done? Did you set up a trust or not? If you set up a trust, then that could be included in your trust, the way you have your trust set up. But if not, how do you want your funds set? How do you want your funds distributed? Do you want it, to be distributed amongst your children equally? Do you want to cut off one of your kids? Like, what do you want people to do with your monetary assets? Do you have physical money, like gold and silver? Is that something you have? Who do you want that to go to? Along with other things that you might want to pass down, like heirlooms, things that have been in the family for a long time, or things that you want to start the tradition on passing down from generation to generation. So this is the one that most people understand. This is the reason that most people think, oh, that's why you get a will, is to protect your stuff. But if I don't have any stuff, then what? Okay. Now, one more thing about the stuff. Okay. When it comes down to protecting your assets and things, one of the main reasons you want to do that is to prevent the people who you leave behind having to go to probate. Okay. So when you don't have a will, everything goes to probate, and then it's up to the courts to decide who gets what. Okay. And whether they have some kind of entitlement to it. Now, you may ask, why does the court have that decision? Well, long story short, let's just say because you have a social security card and a birth certificate, you've given them the right to make those decisions for you. And that's how I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want this video being pulled down. But we're going to leave it at that, okay? So with that being said, go get your will taken care of and list those assets and what you want done with those assets. Who do you want it to pass down to? You know, because every account you have doesn't have a beneficiary. Which, since we're talking about this, and since I just mentioned, if you have checking or savings or an investment or IRA, Roth, anything that you have that has some type of monetary value, you should have a beneficiary tied to it. And some people think, well, if I put my kid's name on a house, then it will go to them. Put it in a trust. Okay. Have a family trust. Put that together. Okay. But that's how you protect your assets and prevent those people who come behind you, those that you leave behind, from having to go to spend endless hours of money and just aggravation going to probate court. So get your will together for your assets. Okay. So we can know who those go to. The other reason number 2 is for your children. Now, this is one I did not know about until I got into the world of finances. Okay. So because now I am a financial advisor and a life insurance agent, I learned this information. So I'm about to share this with you as well. So one of the things when it comes down to your children, if you have children under the age of 18, regardless of whether you know exactly who you want your child to go to, okay, regardless, if you know exactly who you want your child to go to, the state could step in and take your children and put them in foster care. So they will be in the system until the court decides who gets your children. Now, this is really important. And I mean, it's important for everybody with small children, period. Okay. But it's really important for those, if you have one of the parents where the parent is an unfit parent, and you know by being with them, it will cause them great harm. You know you don't want that child going to that parent. Then you need to put your will together to designate who you appoint as guardian for your child. Okay. So that is the whole thing when it comes to your children. You want to make sure that the person that you want to raise your children, should something happen to you, is the one who is appointed to take care of those children. Because otherwise the state could step in and your wishes may not be taken into consideration. Okay. So we don't want that. First of all, you don't want your child in the system. Trust me. I have a degree in developmental psychology, and one of the hardest classes that I had in getting that degree was juvenile justice. And the first part of that class, I came home every single day crying. I would get out that class, hit the car, and the waterworks would start, because the first part of that class was all about the kids in the foster care system. Okay. And the justices that happen to the children in foster care. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% for all of them. You probably do have some good people out there. Like I would be one of those. Like, let me get a bigger place, a bigger house. And yes, I will foster some children, but everybody is not going to be like me. So do you really want to take the chances on having a state appoint your child to somebody who may be worse than the unfit parent that you might have? Okay. So without the will designating who you want to raise your children, the state will decide. Okay. Even if you have somebody willing to take your kids, the state will decide. So make sure you get your will. All right. Now you may be saying, Toya, I ain't got no kids. So what this got to do with me? Okay. Well, this is your slide. Okay. So the reason you want to make sure you get a will, if you single and ain't got no kids, or you two are married and don't have no children, you want to make sure you complete your will, because the part of the will is a medical directive. That medical directive and HIPAA waiver. Okay. It allows, basically the HIPAA waiver allows somebody to receive your protected health information. Okay. The medical directive tells them exactly what you want done. Okay. So you appoint somebody in your will in your will and medical directive as basically your patient advocate. Okay. So they're the ones that are going to speak for you when you are in a position to where you can't speak for yourself. So if you are 18 or over, so parents, if you have children that are over the age of 18 and they still in your house, you want to make sure you get a will for them, because 18 or older, you need that medical directive to appoint somebody to speak on your behalf should something happen to you. And y'all can say, well, I'm healthy as, I ain't nothing going to happen to me. How many car accidents do they happen every day? Okay. How many? So if you get in a car accident and you're unconscious and cannot speak for yourself and your family comes down there and like, what's going on? What's going on? I want to know what's going on with them. They can't get any information. Why? Because they're not a spouse. Okay. They may or may not go with the next of kin. May or may not. What if you don't have any family? What if your friends are your family? And that's who you want to be to make the decisions for you. Then you need a will to put that down in the will to state exactly who it is that you want to take care of you and make those decisions for you, should you be in a position to where you cannot make it for yourself. And that way they can go in there with this paperwork and say, here, boom, I'm the one that speak for her. Here's your release for the protected health information. Tell me what's going on with this person. Tell me what's going on with my loved one. Okay, no, you're not going to sit here and just kick them out because, it costs too much to do what they need. Do what you're supposed to do. Okay, so you have somebody to go in there and speak on your behalf. Okay, then two, what do you want done? Should something happen to you? What do you want done? Do you want to be cremated? Do you want to be buried? Do you want your body dropped by flight, by bungee cord or something? I don't know. People have some crazy things, okay? But whatever it is that you want done with your remains after, when you have passed on, what do you want done? Do you not want a funeral? Because me, I don't want a funeral. I want to have a reception. I want y'all to celebrate the fact that I was in your life and the impact that I had in your life. I want you to celebrate the life that you still have, so that's me. That's what I want. Cremate my body, dump me in the ocean, and y'all have a good party and celebrate and just have a good time loving each other. And I don't mean that in that manner, adult, not in that manner. We keeping it clean, okay? Keeping it clean. But, have love for one each other. Spend time with each other. Play some board games, celebrate, okay? Celebrate. Celebrate my life. Celebrate what you knew about me. I don't want you crying and what? No. So that's the other part of it. What do you want done? Do you want them to celebrate you? Do you want the funeral? Do you want to be buried? Like, are you living in, I don't know, Las Vegas, but your family come from Alabama? Do you want to be buried in Alabama? Like, what do you want? Okay. So this is where that will comes in hand. This is where those directives come in. So again, we're going to just sum up everything. The 3 reasons you need a will. One is, yes, to protect your assets and to decide who gets what and what gets passed down and who don't get nothing and all of that. 2 is to protect your children. Appoint them a guardian, okay? Let them know who it is that is going to take care of them should something happen to you, and talk to that person too. Don't make it a surprise. Okay, so talk to that person and let them know this is what you put down. And then the 3rd reason is for your own self, okay? Put that medical directive in there. Put that what you want as far as your final resting places or final arrangements. Put all of that in there and let the people that you appoint know. Whoever it is that you want to take care of all of this and you want to be appointed to see everything out, which is your beneficiary, put that in there as well. Who is the one that's going to be deciding when this happens. The other thing too I want to mention as well is that in order for it to be legally binding, a lawyer has to review it, okay? And I know some people think, oh, but it's so expensive. Lawyers, they charge so much per hour. Nobody can afford that. Yeah, well, we can. Here you can, okay? So just contact me because I can get you a will for less than $40, okay? Less than $40. You can have a will reviewed by an attorney, okay? So get with me, direct message me if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, or if you're watching this on YouTube, my email is down below. But this is it for you guys. This is why it's so important to get a will, all right? So if you don't get nothing else out of this, get your will. All right, y'all know I love you. And I'll talk to you later.